Shabbat Shalom. So tonight, I'm going to need everyone's help here to tell the story of a pair of twins. Now, as Cantor Kleiman already taught us, right, twins are two people that are born on the same day to the same parents and usually at a very similar time, right? And we learn about twins this week in this Torah portion, and they may have been born at the same time, but they were very, very different. So, if you are someone who loves running around outside, playing sports, and getting muddy, raise your hand. All right, my friends, you are on Team Ethan, okay? Team Ethan. Now, raise your hand if you prefer staying inside, reading a good book, building Lego, or playing Minecraft or Roblox. All right, you all with your hands up right now are Team Jake. Now, raise your hand if you're a grown-up and you just wish that there was a little less yelling in your house between the Ethans and the Jakes. Perfect. Okay, you can put your hands down too. Now, in Torah, these brothers are called Esav and Yaakov, but we're going to call these twins Ethan and Jake. So, Ethan was super loud. He always was throwing a ball against the wall. He was always outside. If you were on Team Ethan, show me your muscles like this. Show me your muscles, thank you. And how about a nice grr? Or something that shows, all right, yeah, that sounds right. Okay, now, thank you, Ethan's. Excellent job. All right, now Team Jake. Those of you who are on Team Jake. Jake was quiet. He liked things neat and organized. He cooked. He liked to build Lego. So if you're on Team Jake, pretend you're either typing on a keyboard or stirring a pot of soup, and you're going to say, shh. Okay, so when I say Ethan, Team Ethan's going to do what? That's right. And when I say Jake, Team Jake is going to do shh. Okay. So, Ethan and Jake, they shared a room. It was not a great situation. In fact, some might say it was a disaster. Ethan's side was smelly. There were socks everywhere. Jake's side was neatly organized with books all in their right place on a bookshelf. Now, one day, Ethan came home from soccer practice. He was sweaty, he was tired, and he was super hungry. What happens when somebody gets a little bit grumpy when they're hungry? What do we call that? Hangry, that's right. We might say that Ethan was hangry. And he walked into the house, and Jake had just made a delicious piping hot pizza with gooey, ooey cheese that had just come out of the oven. Ethan says, Jake, give me that pizza. I'm so hungry I could eat the box. Now Jake, being the quiet thinker that he was, he paused. He looked at the pizza. He looked at his brother. And he said, okay, I'll give you the pizza, but you have to give me something first. Okay, fine, I'll do whatever it is that you want, said Ethan. Great, said Jake. So for the whole weekend, I get the TV remote. I don't know if we still use remotes in all of our houses, but I get to pick what's on TV, I get to pick what's on devices, I get to pick everything that we watch, and we're watching my shows. There is no sports all weekend, no college game day, no National Women's Soccer League championship, and certainly no Sunday football. You're my Ethans, huh? Right? Okay, so Ethan was so hungry. He did not care at all. He said, fine, I will let you choose what we watch the whole weekend. Just give me the pizza. So he ate the pizza. Jake took control of the remote, the device. And then Ethan realized what he had done. A whole weekend without watching any sports? Thank you, Ethan. Yes. Jake got a little nervous because Ethan was really unhappy. Suddenly, their house wasn't big enough for both of them. Now, their parents knew that the brothers needed a little bit of a timeout, and so even maybe a long timeout. So they sent Jake to live with his uncle Laban in a different town. It was, a few years that went by, maybe. Here we're drawing a little more closely on the biblical story, of course. But really, it was only a couple of weeks. And what happened? Well, Jake realized that he missed having someone to play catch with, even if Ethan threw the ball too hard. And Ethan, he missed having someone to help him with his homework, even if Jake was a know-it-all. They realized something important. So I want you for a moment to turn to the person next to you, a parent, a child, a sibling, a friend. Look at them. Are they exactly like you? Do they like everything the same as you? No, I think probably not. So Jake realized that if everyone was quiet and studious like him, the world would be pretty boring. And Ethan realized that if everyone was loud and messy like him, the world would be, well, among other things, very smelly and chaotic. So finally, after their long time out, the brothers had a chance to come back together. Jake was a little nervous because he thought Ethan might still be mad. He was worried Ethan might even tackle him. So they met in the middle of a park. Ethan ran towards Jake. Jake froze. He closed his eyes, not sure if maybe there was going to be a fight. But Ethan didn't tackle him. Does anybody know in Torah what happens when Yaakov and Esau, Jacob and Esau, come back together? Henry? They hugged. That's right. Someone was paying attention this week in Parashat Hashavua. They hugged. They kissed. They both cried. They realized they didn't have to be the same as each other. You don't have to be the same as someone to be friends, and you aren't the same as your family. The outdoor kid needs the indoor kid to remind him to rest. The indoor kid needs the outdoor kid to remind him to have an adventure. Tonight, it's Shabbat. It's a time for shalom, for peace, for wholeness. Sometimes the people that we love the most annoy us the most. Maybe your sister borrows things without asking. Maybe your dad tells the same not funny joke 10 times in a row. Maybe your brother is a little messier than you'd prefer. But the lesson of Jacob and Esau, of Jake and Ethan, is that we are stronger because we are different. So tonight, at the oneg or at dinner after services, find someone who's a little bit different from you. Talk to someone who wears something different, someone who likes a different activity. Give them a high five. Acknowledge that being different is what makes us exciting. Being different is what makes us complete and allows us to fill our Shabbat with shalom. And we can be like Ethan and Jake when they learn to forgive each other. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.